Alright, so tonight's lesson is lesson 66, which is reading a centimeter scale. In this lesson, we're going to measure objects using a centimeter ruler. And a ruler is usually 30 centimeters long, but then it's also divided into millimeters. Each centimeter, this is what we did in lesson 65, meter, decimeter, centimeter, millimeter, but we are going to deal with centimeters and millimeters today. Each centimeter is equal to 10 millimeters, and 10 millimeters equals 1 centimeter. So we're dealing with a ruler with millimeters and centimeters. So when we're doing lesson 65, we learned to write lengths as decimal parts of a meter. For example, 15 centimeters can be written as 0.15 meters, which means 15 hundredths of a meter. Now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to deal with just centimeters and millimeters. So if you look, I drew a ruler, and I know you can't really see exactly, so I'm just going to say it to you so you can understand. But how we write a length depends upon whether we use millimeters, centimeters, or meters as units. So this is my length right here, and I'm going to measure it in not only millimeters but also centimeters. So if you were able to see, and I know that it is pretty small there, but if you are able to see, in my millimeters, I go over 5, 10, and I hit my 15 mark right here. So this would be 15 millimeters. Now I know that if I were to convert this into centimeters, I could do that already, because I know that 10 millimeters equals 1 centimeter, and I have 10 and 5 left over, which is 5/10 of a centimeter. But I can also look here, and I have one full one, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra. So I have 1 and 5/10 of a centimeter. Now that 5/10, because there are 10 smaller pieces that equal 1, and we have 5 of them. So it is 1 and 5/10. So I'm going to zoom out so you can see the rest of it. Okay, we're going to try the first example, and I tried to make this one a little bit bigger for you. Write the length of this segment. Go ahead and pause the video and see if you can kind of draw these yourself and try it.
Hello, teacher.
Alright, so if we go just with millimeters, we know we have 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So we're going to write 24 millimeters. Now if I come down here, for my centimeters, I have 1, 2, but not quite 3. So I know my whole number is going to be a 2, and I'm going to have a decimal because I do not have a full 3. So I'm going to count my millimeters now. How many tenths do I have? 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, and 4/10. So my answer is going to be 2.4 centimeters. Alright, let me zoom out here so you can see the rest of the example. Alright, and then last example that we're going to do, remember this video is going to be shorter because we are going to be working with rulers tomorrow in class. So this example says, to what decimal number is the arrow pointing? And we're still dealing with tenths here. So in between 3 and 4, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 sections. So I'm dealing with tenths. So if I were to count from 3, and I'm not quite at 4, so I know that my whole number is going to be 3, and what I need to find out is what tenth is that arrow pointing to. Well, then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I have 3 whole, not quite 4, and 7/10. So my decimal number is pointing, or my arrow is pointing to 3 and 7/10. For your lesson practice, I know some of these answers will vary from student to student. It says use a ruler to measure the following items in millimeters and centimeters. Now, if you find millimeters, you can easily change them into centimeters. And same thing, if you find centimeters, you can easily change them into millimeters. The nice thing is that this is on a base of 10, so you're either dividing by 10 or multiplying by 10. So you're going to find the measure in millimeters and centimeters of the width of your paper that you're working with right now, the diameter of a dime. Now we know radius is about half and diameter is going to be double that, the full length across. And then number 3, the length of a book, and this can be any book that you have, and I know that your answers will be different than the student sitting next to you. Alright, have a good night.